Hey, welcome back, knife nerds and everyday care people. It's your boy, the Big Canucker here, and I just thought I would take this Friday out and maybe make this kind of a regular thing on every Friday. I just want to connect with with everybody here and just have some Friday a Friday rap session. Because sometimes I don't always have something to do with like a video, but I just want to kind of connect with everybody, see how they're doing with their life, maybe pose a few questions, tell a joke, just kind of wrap up the week. I think it's a nice way to go into the weekend. I don't have a name for it yet. I've been trying to roll around some things in my mind. It's going to be occasional joke, maybe the occasional embarrassing story, maybe a story about a knife, and I would like also not only for me to kind of ruminate here, but I would also like to hear some stuff about you folks in the comments down below. I've started to develop some really good friendships here since doing this, and I appreciate it so much. And I just want to kind of connect with everybody. Also, kind of not every time I've got like a complete knife video, but I kind of want to share a few things today, and we'll just kind of wrap up the week. So, if anybody, I'd like to have this a regular Friday video, and I'd like to see if you guys want to help me name it. I was thinking maybe the Friday morning filibuster. That's kind of what but I don't want to like filibuster, which is but that was kind of something that popped in my mind. So if you guys can help me, leave a title in the description, and if we use it, you'll be the winner. You will be the winner of a self-administered pat on the back, which is better than a slap in the belly with a wet trout. And extra self-administered pat on the back if you can tell me where that's from. I didn't create that. That is something that I completely 100% stole. Pats on the back around here are self-administered, which is better than a slap in the belly with a wet trout. Tell me where that's from. Anyway, all right, let's go over some stuff. One thing I do want to talk about is this knife right here. This is a Spyderco Native 5 lightweight in the S110V. And what I wanted to talk about this knife here real quick is the fact that the first time I put this knife in my hand, the ergonomics were wonderful. Now, I'm a knife collector, and I hold lots of knives, and lots of them, they feel comfortable. It's usually when something is really off, it's got a sharp edge, or it doesn't fit your hand, that you remember it, and you notice it right away. Oh, this knife sucks. But very often, when we put a knife in our hand and it's got good ergonomics, we don't often kind of remember it specifically. But this is one that I did. The minute that I grabbed this knife, it was like a little bell rung inside my soul. Boom! This knife fits my hand like a glove, and hats off to whoever designed this. You guys did a fantastic job, and I would love to kind of feel this knife in a G10 version or even a titanium version, but it fits my hands wonderfully. There's been another knife that also rung that same bell, and it's a knife I don't own, but my birthday's coming up here on the 27th, and I've begged my kids the night. I even offered to pay for part of it. I would like a Spyderco Shaman. I like the looks of them, but I was at a place in Calgary called Target Knives, and I wanted to have a feel of the knife, and I grabbed the knife, and oh my goodness, it felt wonderful in my hand. If you guys have got knives like that, leave a little story in the bottom description of the knives that feel wonderful in your hand. That for me, it's this one and the Spyderco Shaman, and I'm hoping to have a Shaman at the end of the month, but we'll find out. All right, so I just wanted to kind of mention that little bugger right there, which is awesome. Now, another thing that I did is I've decided to try to maybe get into a little bit of customizing, and because I've got some time on my hands, but I decided that let's start off with dyeing some scales. And no, I did a video where I dyed this right here, the Spyderco Southard, and I thought it turned out really, really wonderful. I really like this red color, and I've been EDCing this here for the last couple of days, and it is a fantastic knife. If you can still get a hold of a Southard, oh, it's a gorgeous knife. and I love the finish. I don't know how well this translates, but this is almost like a mirror stone-washed finish where and it's not just the fact that it looks good, it really feels good too as well. They must have, they put this in the stone washing machine and it chamfered it, rounded off all the edges and even the jimping, and it feels wonderful. I know it's an extra step in the process, and sometimes it might take away from the process, but I really, really would love if Spyderco moved to that stone washing everything to take away that sharp edge. It just feels so wonderful, and that dye job has been fantastic. Now, so what I ended up doing is I got some purple dye and I dyed my SIVB X-Arch, which is a nice, it came as a gray and I dyed it purple. And I wish that these cameras could really do justice to the color, but it's a really deep purple, and it looks wonderful. The other one I did was a Ferrum Forge Gent from Mastrop, and I don't know if you can see this, but this one was a blue, and can you see how it's actually got that wooden look where it dyed and it almost like there's a grain structure in there. I wasn't expecting that, and to me that's been the most successful dye job that I've done, just for that little grain structure. It's, this is a nice little blue knife, and I like purple. Purple is one of my favorite colors, and I decided to dye this, and I think it turned out wonderful. This has been my favorite so far. And now the other one I dyed is Big Daddy EDC. This was the Digicam, or the camo version of the Paramilitary 2, and I just didn't really like, it was okay when I first got it, I liked it, but I just wanted to kind of see. I dyed this black, and the dye that I used didn't really set very well, so I ended up scrubbing it all off, got most of it off, and I said, let's try the purple, and it turned out all right. It's still got a little bit of a camouflage into it, but at least it's not that god-awful green and tan camo. And I know people really like that, but I mean, it wore off on me very, very quickly. But I love the knife. Don't get me wrong. Paramilitary 2 is the big daddy of EDC, and it's that way for a reason. This knife is so fun, and now I've given it a new lease on life. Just something that's very, very simple. RIT dye. Now, I didn't do a whole big amount of research before I ended up picking up my RIT dye, and I've got the powdered version, which is a natural dye is what I ended up using. Now, from doing a little bit more research just before I was about to dye, a lot of folks said I should get the synthetic dye because I'm dyeing a synthetic material, or at least that's what it said on the directions. Well, being a big dumbass that I am, I just grabbed some dye. But I did a little bit of research and found out that if you put some vinegar in the water that you're mixing, it will help it set. And so far, it's been wonderful. These, I think, have come out beautiful. This one here, the nice thing, this one here, and when you're doing a dye job, just a little bit of a kind of some information, you're never going to be able to tell how your scales will react to the dye and how long it's going to take. So to me, I decided to do 30-second increments, and so this one here took 30 seconds and it was that purple. This one here took 90 seconds and it got to that way. But my Paramilitary 2, I had to soak this for probably 5 minutes before I got the right kind of color that I liked, and that the purple was setting in. On the inside of this particular model, the scales are almost like a translucent. It's really kind of weird. Like, it's not like the camouflage is all the way through the G10, and I could really tell that the purple was not setting in by looking at the inside of the scale, and it took a really long time, like almost 5 minutes for this to get to this, and I might have been able to even do it longer, but we'll see how I like this. Now, I've got some blue dye left, and I've got some black dye left, so Once this kind of wears on me for a little bit, I think I may take this and see what it's like dyeing it completely black. And the paramilitary 2 looks absolutely wonderful in a black. And we'll find out what happens. We might just add some black to this. Now, once I have dyed it black, that's it. I'm done. It will not be able to be... I don't think that RIT dye can be taken out, because I think once you dye it, you're locked in. That's your color. So that's just kind of something I wanted to show off here today. And just want to say hello. Just want to say, that's what was on my mind today. And we'll kind of wrap up the week. So if you like what you saw, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe. I appreciate it so much that you guys are helping me spread my voice. I'm having so much fun doing this, and I'm meeting some fantastic people. Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure to do this, and to, if I have said something on any of my videos that's made your life a little bit better, imparted a little bit of knowledge, made you laugh, made you smile, then it's worth it for me. Thank you so much. Appreciate it so much. Now, we're still out there in the world dealing with the pandemic, so please be safe. Please listen to the experts. Please, please, please keep your stick on the ice, the shiny side up. This is the Big Canucker saying adios.